Alright, hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here. We're back once again for our Let's Play of Echoes of Wisdom. And if you did miss out there on the last one, well, we are on our way to be continuing onwards with the said side questing stuff that is going to be happening here in this game. And I know that we just went and originally picked up with the said final main quest for the story that is going to be happening, but there is still plenty of other things that we have to go and do within this game alone. We still got some other heart pieces to still go and pick up with, and not only that, but we also do have some interesting new inventory equipment to go and give over to Zelda. And speaking about with something interesting of said equipment that we could go and find for Zelda here, is that we got this type of curious child. Now this kid here is that he wants to go and see different kind of Zols. Now there is going to be a special type of Zol which we can't really go and do right now at the moment because we haven't really met up with a friendly type of character that has been shown up in other different Zelda games from before, and that of course is going to be known as Dampe. And we never really got to see him yet, but I know that throughout our travels in a couple episodes back, I think, we have went and came face to face with where Dampe's house is going to be located with. But now, when we go and actually figure out where Dampe is going to be, that is where we can finally go and head on into his house and do some interesting and pretty cool things for what his robot constructing stuff that is going to be happening within here. And now, I do want to go and let you guys know that if you guys are curious about what is happening throughout the said review series of Pokemon Crystal that is happening, well, just a little bit from yesterday, because right now I am recording this on Saturday, I just went and did my retro game hunting, of course, and me and my friend Kevin, we went and explored through some different retro gaming places and got some interesting, cool gaming stuff. I just went and picked up with Ninja Gaiden 2 for the Xbox 360, and however, I did come across with a second Game Boy Color, so I am very much looking forward to finally be able to get the last Pokemon on my team. And if you guys don't know, I am trying to go after some of the really hard type of Pokemon that most people would probably never go for because it would take them a really long time. But since I have like a patience of a saint and I'm going to be able to just kind of just sit around for a while, I was able to actually go and find majority of those hard Pokemon because I was able to go and find the Heracross, I was able to find the Teddiursa, and then I think there was also another Pokemon that had a really low encounter as well, which of course that has to be with the Phanpy. So now what I'm going to have to do is grab the last Pokemon, and that of course is going to be on the team, and that is going to be such as with Pikachu. And Pikachu can only be used in only two different ways. You can only find a Pikachu only located within the Odd Egg, all the way back where around Goldenrod City is, or we're also going to have to go and do it the other way using the time capsule method, which unfortunately that is the more ridiculous one, where you will actually have to go and spend more entire in-game hours to wait for the next day until finally that bill will be able to go and actually refix out on a time capsule, and then you can be able to do all your stuff. But the annoying thing is that having to go and find a GBC link cable is kind of tricky to go and find, and that's the only one thing that I'm missing right now to go and be able to do the Pikachu stuff. But I am happy though. I did get 2 Game Boy Colors, so that did go and finish off the one main thing that I did want to go and find. And not only that, but I also did go and pick up a little bit of some Skylanders as well too in the process, because I know that I am trying to go into the next Skylanders game, which of course is going to have to be with Giants. So here we are right now. This is where Dampe is, and he's been kind of fighting with this crow here, trying to get a certain type of key from him. Now, he's going to be talking about this said key a little bit later, once we do go and construct out one of the first of many said autonomous type of creatures that will help us with our journey. Now, some of these creatures, or I should say enemies that will actually be a part within our echoes, will actually somewhat help us out and give us a little bit of some assistance in some things. Because like one of the first of many of the type of said autonomous robots that we will be grabbing from Dampe is some sort of, I guess, like a tech talk type, or well, it's like a tech tyke, but I think it's known as like a tech truck or something like that robot that Dampe is going to be calling it, and it will actually help out like in different type of said fighting type of situations. I don't know if like that type of said robot like drops certain like bombs or stuff around like where the area of said type of enemies are, but it's going to be pretty cool. So here we go. It looks like Dampe is wanting to try and get herself all amped up and ready to go for a said type of build. Now, we can't really go and do too much exact amount of building yet because we have to go through his first type of side quest mission first. But then once we actually do go and take care of everything that we need to do within the first of many of his little constructions, then we can actually go and head all the way over to where that said journal of his different things are for us to go and do some other different set constructions. Now, at some point, Dampe will go and give us a one type of little other type of side quest that we're going to have to go and do for our construction that will actually give us a special type of Zol robot. And then you can go and actually talk back to that same exact kid that we just went and did a couple minutes ago. And that was for showcasing out with the different said Zols. Then you can actually be able to then go and take that said Zol and then pass that alongside over to that kid and actually show him that robotic Zol. And then he'll actually give you the said heart piece for what we're going to be doing next. So far, we've already gotten ourselves another said heart type of container, so very much excited about that, and I know it's going to be somewhat of a long type of lengthy journey of how we're going to have to go out of our way to grab on all of these certain different type of heart pieces. Now, there is going to be one other type of said heart piece thing that I will try to at least somewhat try to get within our time frame, because the same type of mission that's going to happen with the robotic Zol that we're going to have to go and do later is going to actually kind of play into a factor for the next type of heart piece that I need to go and pick up with. And that is going to have to be dealing with a flag race that is going to happen with a horse that we're going to be needing. Now, we have to go through Impa's Gift, which I believe that is something that you could go and do, I think, after the Still Missing quest that is happening, or after the said Still Missing quest is going to be finished after that. And then, and I want to say as well, too, not only is Impa's Gift that you have to do, but I think you also have to get into the Runaway Horse mission as well, so that you can then go and help out with the ranch, so that then they don't have to like try to freak out about their missing horse or anything. But once you go and take care of those type of said 2 missions, then you should be able to then go and then head on into the said flag race, which we're going to have to go and pick up on a special type of said music box. But there we go. We got the clockwork key. That was the same type of key that the crow actually did eat. And now we can actually be able to have this key with us. And we can actually be able to go and wind up on all of our different said autonomous type of robots. Now, if you guys are going to be asking me in the comments, or if you guys are still somewhat new to all this stuff, as I am here in Echoes of Wisdom, unfortunately, the said type of echoes that will be meant for the autonomous robots won't actually be located in your actual way of, like, I want to say that when you go into like your normal type of echoes, when you I think use like the L or R buttons to kind of go and kind of free scroll your way through, you won't be able to find the autonomous robots in that type of way. You actually have to go and manually go into your menu tab. And then you should search for your inventory list of the echoes, and there should be a free or some sort of other usable spot that is like somewhere like down below, and then that will actually give you all the said autonomous robots that you can be able to go and find from there. But I think I will go and show you, I think, exactly how that all works, I think, at some point throughout the video. But here's the next type of autonomous robot that we have to go for. This is for the Octo robot that's going to happen here. And what we're going to have to go and use is pick up a said Fire Octo, which I know that we've already done that from before. And not only that, but we're also going to have to go and pick up on some sort of, I guess some sort of like bomb type of powder that we're going to have to go and use, and actually give this over to this guy here, which said he should create like some sort of firework explosion type of echo that we could go and pick up with. And then once we actually have those 2 set items, we can bring those over to Dampe. He'll do his construction, and then we can make the second autonomous robot. I believe there's a total of 6 of them that you can actually go and do. And I don't know if you ever do get yourself a heart piece or anything after the fact once you do go and grab out all the said different robots, but we'll have to see. I do have a said list on my phone for all the different type of heart pieces that I have to go and find. I know that some of them are going to have to be dealing with different side quest missions and other things that are going to happen, so I'm going to try my best to at least hopefully try to make sure that throughout the rest of the other videos, before heading on into the actual said main story, I would like to at least have majority of the said heart containers and heart pieces that I have found so far within this game. So yeah, so just go and put the said type of enemy echoes on top of this little platform here, and that's how you'll be able to do all your said construction for that. So now what we're going to do is actually now go and place the said firework type of echo and place that right there on that said platform. And Dampe should now be able to go and finally be able to construct out the next autonomous robot for us. And now we just have to just go and just rinse and repeat and do the exact same thing and go right back to the journal to start off with the next robot construction out here. I actually kind of like, I have to say, this type of way of Dampe compared to the Link's Awakening Dampe in the remake for the Switch, because I know that before in that game was that you had to search for like different type of tile pieces, and then you were able to like create like different stuff like labyrinth type of like dungeon type of side quests and whatnot. I believe you could also get heart pieces, I think, from doing those type of set like labyrinth dungeons that you go and customize and create, which I thought that was pretty cool. But for me, it just seems like it's like a little bit too tedious and like kind of making all those different stuff, because you have to go through the other set, I think, dungeon areas to search for those other set tiles to then go and then put it into Dampe's construction, which that's even more of a nuisance that actually has to be. But we got one of the first of many of them here. This is going to be known as the Performance Artist side quest. This is how we're going to be able to pick up with that Robo Zol that we're going to have. So we got the first one, so we got Zol here. But now we're going to actually have to run into the horse side quest stuff. So I know that we have Runaway Horse, so here is the horse that's actually stuck on this little pedestal here. But however, since we do have some beds, we can now go and create a little bit of a small little pathway here. And then we can then go and use try, of course, to move this horse around and take it right back to the Hyrule Ranch that we do need. And by that time, we should be able to get a nice good completion from that, and then we can then go and then start making our way all the way back over to where the Hyrule Castle is, go and talk to Impa, and then we can go and head into another said rift area. So yeah, so basically, it seems like we're going to be having to go and find not one, but two different type of said horses. So this one is basically an easy one. So now, at this point in time, I think here for the Hyrule Ranches is that if you want to get loan different said horses, you can now finally be able to be free to go ahead and do that. But for us to get our own type of said horse, well, we are going to have to go to Hyrule Castle to go and pick up with that said horse here. Unfortunately, the horse is not going to be with Epona, so we won't be able to go and actually claim out with that horse. But however, Zelda does have her own specialty horse, and we're going to have to go through a said type of rift to, well, somewhat rescue out with the horse from there. But not to worry, this type of said rift is very short. There's nothing really all that too crazy or anything like for the other previous rifts that we have wedded done from the last time. I'm pretty sure that these type of said orbs are going to only be having 4 of them only. I think in other previous ones that we have went and seen, I think there were about like maybe 5 or 6 or something like that from like the main ones. So this one shouldn't really have too much of an issue. And majority of what this type of said rift is like it's all kind of in close together, and majority of the said type of orbs will be underneath under like certain different type of said boulders and or crates and whatnot that we can go and try to search for where those are going to be. That seems like a problem. Oh, now I have to play the ominous music that it seems like another horse has went and disappeared. But not to worry, we will definitely go and find out where it's going to be. And speaking about that other said Game Boy Color a little bit of a while back throughout this said video, the actual different variant that I went and picked up was a said Atomic Purple Color one. Now, the Atomic Purple Color one is actually really cool because you get to see like the clear type of image of how the Game Boy Color with the motherboard is all like within there, and you actually get to see the whole inside of everything that goes on within that said Game Boy Color. I think that's like my most favorable one that I went and picked up so far for my collection. Okay, so here we are, still Carrot Patch. So I think this is also going to be our very first time that we're going to be learning about how the carrot system actually works here in this game as well. So if you ever do want to, like, I think you can feed your horse, I'm pretty sure. And if you do have the said carrot type of way of pulling out those type of said carrots with having a try there. Okay, so after a little bit of some time here, it looks like we picked up the very first of the orbs. So now we're going to have to go and find another said crate. And this time around, we are going to have to go and head underneath this one here. Now, this battle is really not all that too difficult. Just go and take care of those guys, and then an orb should be able to appear from that. So let's just go and get our handy dandy water block that's here, because I always do love having the water block here with us for this one. Alright, and let's see, can we do it? Yep, we got it. And now, from that said Curious Child mission, I think one thing that I forgot to go and say is that with having the different set elemental Zols, the kid is going to be wanting a much bigger Hydro Zol, and not just the regular one. Just kind of letting you guys know. So if you are in a situation where if you guys are following along, and if you're having a problem where the said Hydro Zol is not actually, well, giving you the full completion of what you need, just make sure that you have a said water block with you, and then put the Hydro Zol in the water block to then make the Hydro Zol even bigger. So that then the kid can then actually go and then give you the full completion, so that then if you do have the autonomous robot Zol at some point within your party, then you can at least somewhat pick up with the heart piece from there. But either way, we got the last orb. So now that is not going to be only just our 3 that we have, but now we have a total of 4. And now the whole area of the Still Carrot Patch will now finally get rid of all this type of said rift nonsense. And we can finally bring back some more recovery from the real world in this place. Alright, so do your thing there, Try. I know that we've seen it plenty of amount of times from before. Alright, so everything should be back to normal. Just that now we have to go and just eggs on out of there. And I have seen like other type of like rift scenarios throughout this place as well. So I don't know if there may probably be like other side quests that we may possibly just head into some other like little side areas of other different said rifts at some point. But this one was actually pretty neat. Okay, so I believe at this point now, that same person that we went and talked to back over at the Hyrule Ranch will now go and let us know about how the flag racing is going to be. Now, if you guys ever went and played through Final Fantasy X before, and went through that one particular place on doing the Chocobo racing in that game, well, this type of situation that we're going to have to be dealing with Zelda is almost in a way of how the Chocobo race within Final Fantasy X was all about. Because I'm not a big fan of that at all, and I remember being really annoyed within Final Fantasy X on trying to grab out the special items for that particular Chocobo race within there. But, however, if we have to go through all these different type of said courses, and I believe if we could do it underneath, like, I think 40 seconds in the longer course, you could actually pick up on a said heart piece from there. But I believe I actually hold that off, because I know that we do go through the longer course, but she doesn't actually give us the exact amount of time for us to go and pick up with the heart piece yet, because you actually have to do the long course at the very beginning first before you actually go and retake it on again, so that then you can actually pick up with the said heart piece on it. But here we go. So let's get ourselves all situated here with the first of many races. Now this one could get a little bit tricky at first, but not to worry. I believe your horse will be able to do some jumping. It's just that you have to just make sure that you use the dashing function when those type of crates start showing up though. Alright, so let's keep on going through here. Pick up with the next flag. And I think we're almost close to... Oh my god, we're like so close. I was just itching going over to that 23 seconds, but we made it. So that was pretty good. Alright, so first course of the short one is finished. Now, I believe we do have a said middle course, which in that middle course will actually give us the music box. And that is going to be the next big thing that we do need for the autonomous Zol that we do need to go and pick up with. Alright, so here we go. So let's go and take on the middle one now. Yep, so now we have to do it around 25 seconds. Now this one has a little bit of some length to this one here. So what we're going to have to go and do is that, well, again, we got different set of obstacle courses that we're going to have to do some jumping around with. But majority of it's going to be somewhat outside of the Hyrule Ranch this time. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those annoying trees that are going to be blocking the way, so try not to hit any of them. Alright, so here we go. Let's jump over top of that guy, pick up with the flag down there, and I'm pretty much certain that by now, we've already went and cleared it, so not too shabby. So now it's going to be time to do the longer course. And I am getting a little bit closer to another time where me, Joseph, and my friend Kevin are going to be able to do another said type of 3-player co-op video game at some point. And I have been thinking that maybe for like a summertime thing that is going to be happening here for the summertime month, since like most of my friends are a little bit off of with their summer break and stuff, I think we should hopefully go and try out on, I want to say on, what's it, Four Swords Adventures for the GameCube. Because that's what I would like to go and do. I know that I did that game before on the channel, and that was a way long time ago type of series from before, but I think doing a said co-op and having not one, not two, but having 3 players within that game should be a little bit better. Okay, so here is the longer course. I'm pretty certain, I think you can actually go and jump on top of that said crate right there and actually kind of make things a little bit faster for yourself. And I may have to go and take care of that later for another time. So just try not to go too fast and try to hit yourself alongside with all these different barriers, but here we go, just going to make the jump over that. Nice. I don't know if we have anything else to go and grab for flags, but that's basically it right there. So that is the goal line. And I think at this point, we should be able to just go and pick up on 50 rupees. Because now, the lady is actually going to go and tell us that if we go and do the long course again, and if we go and do it under 40 seconds, then we can then be able to pick up on the special heart piece if we are lucky enough. But that is going to be the most difficult one by far that we're going to have to go and do. But from what I got to see with that little detour spot, I may have to go and do that again. But here we are back over at Dampe's place. Let's go and finally put all the different things together out here for the performance artist and get this robotic Zol finished, and then we can go and take it out to the kid. So let Dampe do all of his construction once again. Oh yeah. Seems like Dampe has that electricity type of power as well too. I guess he's been hanging out with Blanca too many times in Street Fighter. Alright, back to Castle Town. Let's go and do it here. Let's finish this off. Alright, so a Zol that no one sees. So yes, this is the robotic type of one that we're going to be wanting. So just go on to your main menu and then search within your inventory of all the different echoes that you have. And if you keep on scrolling all the way down, you should be able to find your autonomous robot there. And then you could go and bring out the Zol to it. Alright, and I think at this point we got ourselves with the heart piece. See you guys in the next one. And of course, peace.